Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making this super crispy, super crunchy bell pepper and onion rings. Now these can be served as an appetizer or a snack, and they are so easy to make. But before we go on, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button with your notification bells on, and also don't forget to give the video a thumbs up before you leave. Now for this recipe, we'll be using 1 onion, 1 bell pepper. I'm using the orange bell pepper, but you can use any color you prefer. I'm also going to be using about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, some crushed cornflakes. You can also use breadcrumbs if you have that available. Then I'll be seasoning with some garlic powder, some paprika powder, some onion powder, some cayenne pepper, and some salt. Everything that I used in today's recipe will be listed in the description box, so you can also check it out. To start off, I already went ahead to cut off the head of the onion and removed the dry outer part of the onion. Then I'm going to carefully slice into thick rings measuring about 1/2 inch, and this is so that the breading has something to hold on to. Next, I'm going to separate the onion slices into individual rings. I'm only going to be using the first, second, third, and fourth layers for this recipe, and I'll keep the center for another recipe. Now this looks like a perfect onion ring. I'm going to set them aside and we'll go over to our bell pepper. Now for my bell pepper, I'm going to cut off the top and the bottom part. Then using my knife, I'll carefully remove the center. Now this looks perfect. Next, I'll carefully slice them into thick rings of about 1/2 inch, and this is also so that the breading has something to hold on to. Now this is a perfect bell pepper ring. It is just the size that I want. Next, I'm going to set them aside and we'll go over to breading our onion and bell pepper rings. Now here I have about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Next, I'm going to coat my onion and bell pepper rings with the cornstarch before dipping them in the batter. Now this will give the batter something to hold on to. This extra bit of cornstarch on the surface of your rings will act like a glue to prevent the batter from falling off. This also adds to the crispy and crunchy coating that you get once your onion and bell pepper rings are ready. Now I'm going to repeat this process until I'm done with all my rings. If you're still watching, thank you so much, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Once I'm done with all my rings, I'm going to set them aside and we'll go over to making the batter. Now to make our seasoned flour dip, I already have 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, and into that I'll be adding 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1/4 teaspoon paprika powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Next, I'm going to whisk that all together until everything is nicely incorporated. Next, into my seasoned flour mix, I'm going to be adding some water a little at a time until I get a slightly thick consistency. I'm just going to keep stirring to make sure everything is perfectly combined. Your mixture should look something like this, not too thick and not too loose. Now this is perfect. I'm going to start off by dipping my onion rings into the batter, making sure they are well coated. Then I'll lift that up and transfer into the crushed cornflakes for a very crispy finish. Now you want to make sure that it is evenly coated. Then I'll transfer it into my air fryer basket. Then I'll repeat that process with the remaining onion rings. Next, I'm going to air fry them at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes until they are brown, nice and crispy. I'm also going to repeat the same process with my bell peppers. I'll dip them into the batter, coat them with the crushed cornflakes and place them in the air fryer basket. It's as easy as that. Then I'll repeat the process with the remaining bell peppers and I'll also air fry them at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes or until they are brown, nice and crispy. Alright, these onion and bell pepper rings are ready and they look so good. They are so crispy, crunchy, flavorful and also delicious. Now you can serve them at your parties, gatherings, as an appetizer or as a snack. And they are so crisp. The onions and bell peppers inside are so tender and the batter on the rings tastes so good because it was well seasoned. Now you can even serve them on their own without a dipping sauce because they are so delicious. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done that already and also give the video a thumbs up. Also check out some of my other videos and until my next one, bye.